Hello, hello, creatures of the night. We are here another Friday evening. Move this a little bit closer here. There we go. How's everyone doing? Doing all right? Solo starting out right now. In part because, as you remember, last couple weeks we've talked about it, but Zach's on the road, so he might join in chat, but maybe not necessarily join on the stream. And then Sasha is just waking up, debating if there's anything that she has to share or talk about. But remember, she has her graveyard shift thing going on, so she literally was sleeping all afternoon. And I went in to wake her up about a half hour ago, and she's not a morning person, so so we'll see. So I might be flying solo here this week, but we'll see. We'll see if she joins. Um, so how's everyone doing? And I know we have some holidays coming up for some of us. We tend to do a Friendsgiving here with just a few friends whenever we can make it happen. We don't really have a official like Thanksgiving plan necessarily, but it's called a Friendsgiving. We call it that. So we'll get into that in a little bit and kind of how last year's went. Let me see. Actually, I might have a video from last year. Yeah, I might. Actually, it's probably on this channel. Just a second. Let me go back to my videos. Let's go back to last year's. Because, yeah, we had a Friendsgiving. There it is. 2022. Okay, I might show some of that. It's on this channel, actually, in Society of Alternative Dimwits, so you can check it out yourself. So I don't know. I'll play the whole thing, but kind of a snapshot of how last year's went and how that looked. I'm not happy with this yet. Just a second. There we go. Stay. All right. Oh, it went limp. It won't stay up. Sounds like a problem. Okay, I do this. There we go. That's a little better. Okay. So talk about that a little bit, and then we're into Gothmas, about the halfway point here. Through it, it just seems like it's gone so fast, super fast. So a couple things thinking of talking about real like holidays, traditional people, especially around North America that celebrate Thanksgiving. Um, Sasha actually has her first family Thanksgiving coming up tomorrow. Well, this weekend. So she has to get up early also. So there's not much time to rest. So she got home this morning, got to bed around midday, and then woke her up just a little bit ago. See if she'll get up. I know she'll be up for the gaming part of this a little bit later. We do on Twitch, but and then we can't go too long on that because then she's have to go to bed again so she can actually get some kind of a sleep. So not staying up and pulling an all-nighter because she's gonna have to drive then back to Indiana, not Indianapolis per se, but Indy, as I say. For her mom's side, I guess, is planned for this weekend. I was contemplating going to tomorrow. So, I mean, I guess I'll be on my own, but I had planned to go to a psychic paranormal expo that a colleague and friend of mine, she also used to be on the team a few chapters ago in Paranormal Endeavors, but Kelly's event is in Davenport, so I am thinking about going to that tomorrow. And it was up in the air, but talking about going to a orchestra, Iowa Orchestra, or Orchestra Iowa, in Cedar Rapids, because there's a Masterworks concert that's going on there that the prices are pretty dirt cheap considering. However, I don't know. I'm starting to rule that out. I haven't gotten anything. I'm not committed to that because it's like, well, if I'm going back and crossing into the old stomping grounds of Iowa, then I might as well go into Cedar Rapids also and go to this concert. Well, thinking of it now, it's like, I don't know necessarily. The concert's at 7:30 tomorrow night. The event, that Kelly's Expo, Psychic Paranormal Expo in Davenport, I think opens at 10 and it goes like 10 to 6, something like that. So I can spend a couple hours there. And then it's still about an hour, hour and a half from Davenport to downtown Cedar Rapids. So the cost in gas just to get there back is going to match or exceed the ticket price. So I don't know. It's not necessarily like type performances in terms of like huge things that I might recognize or anything like that. It's not like they're playing a John Williams, Star Wars or anything, like that. Tickets would not be this cheap if that was the case. As much as I would love them and support the local arts, performing arts, I might have to rule that one out this time. So I probably would just go to the Psychic Paranormal Expo. I have stuff that I have to do here yet, which will be more productive, I think, anyway. So I can go midday, go 2 hours, 2 hour drive, because Davenport's about 2 hours from here. Go to the Psychic Paranormal Expo, spend some time there, and come back here. Well, I will have to stop along the way and get some Crispitos. We were almost out. I think there's like 3 or 4 in the freezer right now. And Fairway really is the only like in-person stores around. Up more so in Iowa, like the North Midwest area. I'm too far south in Illinois. We don't really have a Fairway near here. The nearest one is an hour north of here, which I could swing that way on the way up to Davenport. So that's my plan tomorrow. Operation Crispito. So I can get more Crispitos. They're so delicious. Anyway, so that's the plan. And then getting some Friendsgiving dinner food stuff. Probably should spend this weekend organizing and trying to get that stuff. Won't go all out. Generally it's like 4 or 5 of us any given year. This year it's looking like there's just 4 of us. So I have Emo Bro Zach, I have of course Sasha, myself, and then my bestie Colton is planning to stop by. So, and this is, let me go into that and kind of show you how it was done. We got a cheap like junior turkey last year, and it was perfect. It fed 4 people. Even some of us had seconds, and then there was just a little bit of leftovers. It wasn't like we were eating turkeys up to Yahoo for weeks after as leftovers. We didn't have to freeze anything, nothing like that. So probably looking along the lines of doing that again. Something like that. Let's see here. Let me pull this up.
This is exciting because I've seen my mom do it before, but he actually helped his mom do it, so I'm glad he's here to...
I mean, you literally just fill it and you throw it in water and boil it.
Oh, it sounds so difficult.
Yes. I mean, you really can't do this without making it.
Can't go wrong.
Colton peeling those potatoes.
And
Yeah.
Zach over here preparing the awesome green bean casserole. Some people hate it. I like it, so yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, green bean casserole is probably going to be a must.
You're doing it in a different way though, because
I'll have to look at the recipe and get the ingredients for that.
We used sliced almonds before.
Oh, okay.
That's
Different ways.
What Mom did.
Yeah, different ways of doing it. I don't know what the size cutoff is for adult turkey for the junior turkey, but we got a junior one this year, so it's a little smaller, about 11 pounds, 11.5 pounds or something.
Minor.
It's a minor, yeah. And Trevor's mixing seasonings.
Pinch too much cumin.
So, working together here. making our alternative Thanksgiving. Yeah.
We being the darkness that burns.
Fast forward through that. It's our intro.
All right, channeling your inner Dahmer. Yes. Oh god, that's creepy.
Yeah, you got to keep in mind too. We had the course the Dahmer series on Netflix was kind of a big thing at that time last year, so that's what that was about. Zach channeling his inner, Dahmer thing as he's cutting this bird.
The turkey is almost complete. Now he's cutting.
Oh, and I know, squirrel moment here, as I was just talking about this with Sasha earlier. The Halloween seasonal wines are on sale right now, of course, if you could find them, because we're as we don't want to admit it, but past Halloween officially per the calendar. But for some of us, it's Halloween 24/7 year round. Anyway, so this is a spiced apple wine flavor I have here, and they had 2 of these on the shelf, so I grabbed both of them. And then they also had another Halloween flavor that was they were pulled from shelves, and luckily I saw them as I was approaching the checkout. They were in a cart altogether, and they were discounted. They were originally almost like $14, but they're down to $2.50. $2.50. Yeah. So I scored 4 or 5 of those because I was like, this is probably gonna be it. Unless I could probably special order them online if I was desperate for some kind of Halloween flavor in June. But at least in person, pick them up kind of thing. It was definitely, I knew it was going to be the end, probably. Unless for some reason they're just there and definitely nobody's taking them. Then the next time I go back and I see some more, who knows? That could happen. I had that happen with seasonal flavored, like pumpkin spice flavored and caramel apple flavored protein cookies. They're seasonal, but nobody was taking them, but I also strategically hid them behind some of the other normal flavors on the shelf, and I knew exactly where they were, and it seemed like literally I was the only one taking them, and I depleted them over a series of a few months. We're talking about this being May of last year, so several months past their season when they actually put them in stock, and I savored them and took them in. It was so good. Anyway, okay. Here we go. Back to more of this from Friendsgiving of 2022.
It open. We're doing an autopsy. Do a Y incision there. Yep, there you go.
Wow.
We'll take its internal organs out.
I don't even know where they are. I guess we're down there.
Yeah. You pointed towards its genitals.
Is that it?
It's a boy turkey. Oh, there you go. There's your smoking. There it is. Hey, I think I see the wishbone.
Right there?
This would be like a cheesy fast food commercial where they zoom in on the...
Yeah.
Colander is not big enough.
Moist sweat, white meat.
Hopefully no turkeys are watching this video. They'll scream and go eat corn or something.
I know.
Ah, look who's there.
They're becoming
1 second.
mashed.
Let me lower this.
Something's doing a great...
I'll pause it for a second. And I'll move it down here and put you-know-who in the slot that she normally should go in. Okay, just a second here. There we go. Well, welcome to the Wake world. Hello.
Morning, everybody.
I just told him that you may or may not be joining us on this one, but I was starting out at least solo. And I kind of talked briefly about your plans this weekend and then talked about my plans this weekend, but now that you're here, you can fill in a little bit more about your Thanksgiving. I'm talking right now about Friendsgiving, and I'm giving them an example of how last year's went, because this video is on the Dimwit's channel.
Right.
I have an idea of what it was. So watch a little bit more of this, and then we'll check in with you.
job mashing.
That's good.
I guess these creamy things. You just put butter on.
I was just talking about mashed potatoes are a must.
ASMR.
Colton prepared them last year.
That's why I say you gotta talk all soft and just like I did the turkey over there. It sounded like freaking Barry, whatever his name is.
Oh.
Mash that so hard. Oh, that's get that butter in there. Yeah. Right through the hole.
You like that?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's so good. Look at that.
Sensual
This
food
is very
prep.
disturbing.
I love it.
Oh, look at it. It noodles through the hole.
Oh, I got butter on my hands.
Oh god. Oh. Lick those fingers like you never licked them. Oh jeez.
What naughty Food Network?
Cooking with cum.
Yes.
Your favorite word of the
Oh, listen to us. Oh, this is great. This is
You want a
great.
sandwich?
Oh god.
Do you want a sandwich?
No, I'm good. So eat it. Eat it. Back to the mashed potato. More butter.
I mean, it's literally all we have. Might as well use it.
Yes. It's only a little nub. You need to use it.
We do actually have more butter.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he does.
You never have too much butter.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, pull it.
Oh, yeah.
Pull it. You rub it against your nipple.
I love food.
I was like, wow, you really love your butter.
Yeah, here's a frozen stick of butter.
There you go. Put a frozen one on there. Oh, it's hard, nice and hard. Listen to that. Wow. There it is. There it is. Oh, God. This video just changed ratings.
Yeah.
All PG-13.
Change your channel.
Keep it up, NC-17 soon.
Why don't you have bigger pens?
It's all sticky. Oh,
Oh, the sound.
oh, listen to that sound.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Oh my god.
oh. Who knew making food could sound so deliciously naughty? Yes. Gordon Ramsay, what?
So no wonder Gordon Ramsay knows food. What a
Oh, yes.
Chad.
Yes.
He gives me Chad vibes for sure.
It's raw!
There it is.
It's fucking raw.
Ooh, let me sample this.
Let me know.
Quite hot, but delicious.
Two best things.
Yes, hot and delicious.
Yeah.
Colton, you are looking quite hot and delicious making your potatoes.
Thanks.
Yes.
That's disturbing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
4 guys in one pot.
Yeah.
Imagine doing this while we're all stoned.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we haven't even drank yet. This is just us normally.
On 4 hours.
I mean, already
Yes.
lit up, so this is just me. Going
Well, it's just, yeah. There we go. Alright. There it is, guys. I told you a finished product, especially after all
See,
the
that's our table.
arousing noises from the kitchen that we were making earlier.
And we
This is-
honestly only use this table like special occasions. Generally, on average, once a year, and that is Friendsgiving. Otherwise, the table is a decorative piece. Generally, it has the decorative, pretty-looking china that you don't actually eat off of. So we have to remove those and use the actual plates that you'd eat off of on it. So yeah, we don't use our table very much, but this is full-on usage right here. This is what our Friendsgiving would look like. I don't even know if we'll have this much this year. I mean, maybe close. I mean, we're definitely going to have mashed potatoes. Going to have some kind of smaller bird, green bean casserole, because obviously that's, like Zach was mentioning in there, that's a must-have. So, and I like it too. I don't know. Sasha, do you like it?
Turkey?
Green bean casserole?
Oh, fuck no.
No, I didn't think so. See? So it'll be a Zach and me thing. And I mean, Colton he ate it before.
I mean, honestly, it depends on how it's made. My grandma makes it kind of funky, and hers I don't really mind,
Yeah.
especially when there's no onions sitting on top of it, but
Mm-hmm. So,
besides that, just... I can take it or leave it.
Yeah. Do you require a ham alternative?
No.
No? Okay. Just wondered. Because this is one reason, because she right there is one reason I didn't go ahead and go and get some stuff today, because I still need to touch base with her because she's picky ass eater. And so there has to be some things that she has to have her input in for what we're getting, because odds are I'm going to be the one picking it up just because she's going to be, if I'm doing it this weekend, she's busy. So I'm just going to have to get with her and get kind of the list of what is needed. And if she has the ingredients for something specifically she wants, then she'll have to give it to me. That's as simple as that, I guess.
Just, FaceTime me when you go, and I'll go shopping with you that way.
So, anyway, so that was more of a little bit for what Friendsgiving looks like. So, now touch base now that she's half awake. So I told him that you slept all afternoon and woke you up about, at the time I mentioned it, about a half hour ago. And so what, I guess you can fill him in a little bit. I just mentioned that you have a family thing with your Thanksgiving, first one that you have this weekend, and that's about all I said. So what's the plan? What's you doing?
So after we're done here and gaming, and I get to go to work. And then, oh, that reminds me, I gotta text Kanisha and let her know that she needs to take the Uber to get to work. But after I get out of work, I'm driving back up to Indiana to see my kids this weekend for Thanksgiving at my mom's house, because my mom is going to drive to Indianapolis, where my grandma and all them live, and do Thanksgiving there this year. Well, that normally would be okay, let's go on a road trip kind of thing, but let me tell you how it takes me 3.5 hours to drive to Indiana as it is to my kids. I'm not driving 3.5 hours there, 3.5 hours to Indianapolis, 3.5 hours back to drop them off at their dad's, and then 3.5 hours home. That's too much driving, even for me. So, my mom opted to do Thanksgiving at her house this weekend on Saturday instead. It's going to be very, very low key. We're not doing the traditional Thanksgiving stuff with her, which, considering the fact that my kids will end up having to go to like 3 other Thanksgivings on Thanksgiving, I'm okay with that. And I don't know. It's more time with my kids. That's all I care about.
There you go.
But then I drive back on Sunday, and then I haven't decided if I'm working yet or not. So.
Yeah, I forgot the working tonight component. So you're not going to go back to sleep right after we're done gaming. You're going to have to. What time do you have to leave at the latest?
Whenever the fuck I feel like it.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So there you go. It's even worse than I had thought. I should have known that. Because I kind of told him the plan that I was like, and then she's going to have to get up early. But I got that wrong. So you're actually you're up for who knows.
So part of the reason I'm doing that is, one, this will be my 6th work day, which means that next week I'm only going to work 4. Joys of being a boss. But I've got counts that I was working on last night that I've got to finish doing tonight. Plus, if I left from here, it's almost a 5.5 hour drive versus going to drive 2 hours to work, taking a extended break from driving, and then driving the rest of the way. That seems to work out better for me. One, so I'm not sitting in the car so fucking long, and 2, I'm not almost falling asleep on the road because of exhaustion. So
yeah, so there's that. Yeah, so yeah, that's even more reason than I let her sleep as I did, instead of us starting at like 6:30. Kind of let her sleep a little bit. Of course, I got back from my wine endeavor also, so it gave me time then to kind of relax a little bit before I went in there to wake her up. So she's at least easier to wake up than my sister. My sister, Gemini, redhead, bad combination. My parents knew they did not, they wanted me to go down there because they were afraid to wake her up half the time. So they sent poor little kid version me downstairs to wake up my sister, and it was more. I wouldn't say violent. It was just more uncomfortable to do. She was quite feisty. At least Sasha's easier to work with when it comes to that. For not being a morning person, so I've met worse.
Time.
Yeah. So anyway, so let me go down to what I was talking about a little bit ago. On the second part of the stuff we were going to go over is another paranormal story. I'm trying to go old school, so trying to go pre-Endeavors. I don't have anything from the Die Part days on my channel, but I'm thinking of compiling clips from that era, because that's my first team I was with. So that's going way back. I was a teenager. But the IPRA days, Seekers of the Paranormal, will have to suffice for now. Trying to see. I have to go far back. Okay. Let me see here. What's another good clip here? All right, this one might be. I have to skim to find the exact thing I'm thinking of. If it's not this one, it is part 2. Okay, so not that one. No! You stupid. So one, part 2. Okay, here we go. I have to do it this way. Back in the day when we had to do it in 10-minute pieces. I'm looking for a specific part where I give my vision of what's going on.
Watch went out there uneasy, almost more than the basement. Reminds me of maybe like a husband-wife.
Okay, yeah, here it is. Rewind it just a little bit. Okay. So this is old school investigation, of course, with my the last team I was really with before I started to take leadership and did paranormal endeavors. Oh, Lupita. Hello, been on lookout, but still missed it. Kids under the weather right now. No, it's okay. Well, thanks for joining. You didn't miss us completely. Yeah, you caught us halfway through, but I'm glad you showed up. We're just getting into the part that might interest you the most. We just talked about Friendsgiving, looked at last year's Friendsgiving in 2022, and then Sasha talked a little bit about her plans this weekend. So you have to watch the first half hour again to recap on that stuff. But right now, I'm about to show another old school clip, another supernatural story. This one's a little less emotional than the last one I shared, but it is about where I'm coming into my gifts pretty strongly by this point after my mentor, Mama Jackie, has worked with me, and I was the visions and stuff I was getting, I was then picking up and confident enough. This is about 2008 time frame, 2007, 2008. where I was confident enough to share what I was getting, and less caring about if I was wrong. You know, you go through that phase once you start getting into your gifts, and then you start kind of I mean, at first, the early stages are kind of like, I don't know if I should say this. Am I nuts? What am I getting? You know, and you get past that, and then you get into the confidence, you know, confidence, but not to come off arrogant and ego, but confident to be like, this is what I'm getting. This is just what I'm getting. Could be wrong, might be right. All I'm doing is just sharing with you what my findings are from human gift intuition perspective. And so this is one of those clips here. So I'll play this.
Shadow coming in your window, you're never going to see a car driving by.
Right. You don't pick that up. I mean, I have that all the time. Car goes by and I see that stuff.
Well, on a car did go by, yeah. But out here along your soffit, you've got a wire running in.
Right.
And if you get a stiff breeze, the branches move that and it scrapes across your soffit. So, I mean, that could be
a clattering noise, you know, like knocking. Well, it was knocking, wasn't it, Dee?
kind of, yeah.
Yeah, it was like,
You went around the whole house.
yeah, we can't find anything. And we went in and couldn't find any critters. Depressed me, but it was cool while it was happening.
Okay. Well, earlier, I'll just go over it all.
Yep. Tell us your impressions so far.
Okay. Well, earlier downstairs we were in the basement, and I said she keeps moving. I kept referring to a woman, and Jeanette's just like, well, write that down, significant. So I did that. She seemed kind of, I don't know if cheerful is quite the right word, but like when she keeps herself busy, she's like hums or sings or something like that, kind of as she's like working or doing something. I see her, she doesn't have her hair down, it's like up, maybe a bun or something back here she wears. It's like a darker color. Okay, and then the garage went out there, uneasy, almost more than the basement. Reminds me of maybe like a husband-wife or some kind of relationship, having an argument. She keeps herself busy, like maybe in here, and he goes outside. And then I went back to the garage about 9:36. Seemed calmer than it was the first time, but it was like a false sense of security type calm, or like a true calm. So, pretty much that.
Whenever we went to the basement, I had the feeling that it was a little girl around the age of 12. I had a feeling that she looked a lot like me as a younger child. Brown hair just past the shoulders, parted in the middle, and it was down. I did not get any clothing at all. I got overwhelmed
Hello, Kiss Cat.
with sadness to the point where I had tears coming out of my eyes. It was just overwhelming. I got the feeling that maybe it was abuse, that she was abused, and I got the feeling that she hid in the basement to overcome that abuse, and it was a sad spot for her. That's all I got.
Anything, Dee?
Nope.
Just?
Nope.
Beth?
I have something. What he said
Yes.
is exactly what Dorothy was telling me about the couple that used to live
Yay!
And I was getting chills while he's explaining this to me because she told me so much and I couldn't tell anybody. And it gave me chills when he said that.
That's good.
They couldn't stand each other. I don't know. He was just out there. He's like working and trying to keep busy, trying to keep from doing something he regretted.
And when she's in the house over there, she was always singing.
Yep.
That's what he told Dorothy. Yes. And that just gives me goosebumps.
Now I wonder if they had any children. And whether he
So moments like that sometimes imprint in your mind forever. Like I can remember those visions and stuff like it was just last week. Yeah, that was a good classic case of multiple spirit energies, human spirit energies that were at this house. And I was picking up, like reliving their moment. It was like a scene being played through my mind. So I just said what I was seeing, and the client had validated and gave her goosebumps. More than one time have I shock and awed people and given them goosebumps. I mean, it's a thing. Uh, so she was blown away by how accurate I was on that, and it's just one of those things. But that was a good case. Memories on that. And again, sorry about the quality of it, but again, this was back in the day where HD was like not really a thing. Yeah, and the quality and stuff was very lower grade, so sorry about that. But again, that was YouTube back when you could only upload 10-minute installments, 10-minute videos at a time, so it takes you back. Anyway,
Ancient technology there.
yeah, exactly. So I'm like watching VHS on YouTube. So that was the clip I have for this week I discussed. But other than that, it's really all I have right now for us. Anything else you have to add, Saj? No?
No.
Okay. I told him at the beginning, and I knew that you missed this, but I'm planning also to have a Crispito run since I'd be going to Davenport, and then on the way back, hit up the fairway. It would make sense because it's along the way, so it makes sense. If I'm going back to Iowa, I might as well do that. And I told him about how I probably updated my plans to where the concert I probably will skip this time, just because the fact that Cedar Rapids is still about an hour and a half. Downtown Cedar Rapids is about an hour and a half from Davenport. So the cost of the ticket, yes, it's cheap, but ultimately it will cost about a little more to drive that far into Iowa just for that show. And it's not like a huge, like a John Williams, Mozart perform or anything like that. Otherwise, if it was, the tickets would be double. It's a cheaper, like $28 thing, and I got that 30% off thing. And so many seats are still available. I think that's why they're promoting it, to try to get more fill in the audience, because sometimes the performing arts, unfortunately, I love them, but sometimes they're struggling, and it sucks. But I probably will sit this one out because, like I said, I had more stuff to do. Here I have the Chapter 9 background, Paranormal Endeavors, that I can finish up. I have that.
That I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, she's looking at it now, but can't show you. It's a surprise, everybody. You'll see it eventually. And then, because the sooner I get that done, the newer, fresh clips, which we have not seen anything new from Paranormal Endeavors clips or shows or anything in about 2 years, I'll finally be able to start releasing some new content. Yay! On that. And speaking of the Paranormal Endeavors side, too, we might have one more case. One more maybe. There's kind of 2 pending right now, but depends on the priority case status. So I might have to, we'll see which one, if it wins or not. One of our case managers is helping to determine if one of them is a priority case or not. Otherwise...
I love how you play if they win.
Huh? What?
I love how you say if they win or not.
Oh, well, so, because I'll be another trip back to Iowa, but yeah. So, but...
Hey, Iowa is not as far as we've driven, so...
Well, I know, I was raised there. There's nothing more for me to really enjoy there, so that's the reason I moved.
Well, that is where your team is based on.
I know.
So.
I have to go back for cases, that's the thing. That's a given. But yeah, so if that is the case, then December will probably have one more. And then that's it for 2023 for cases. We do have what we call blackout period for the team, which generally is around the holidays. So like last week of November, generally encompassing Thanksgiving. And then we have the last half of December into New Year's. It kind of mirrors, like if you ever looked at a college academic calendar, it kind of mirrors that almost, where it's kind of like you get like 3 or 4 weeks off kind of thing. We just won't schedule anything unless it's a super, super priority, and then it'll probably end up still being a day walk visit. It won't be a full team assembly, generally, just because we try to take that break off. It's the only time we really have a period like that all year round, to give our team members, a chance to actually focus on, if they do family things or, stuff like that. It's not with the team. So anyway, other than that, that's all I have. So relatively shorter Creatures live this week, but that's okay. That's all I really have, and I'm not gonna forge it and try to stretch it out to an hour or a little over an hour if there's nothing else to really talk about. So, all right, you done, Sasha? Nothing else?
I got nothing. I've been working so much this week, and I'm just tired.
Mm-hmm. You could see it. So, okay. All right, everybody. So with that, thanks for tuning in for this week. Lupita, thanks for catching the last little bit. Watch the first half hour again once this is archived on this channel, Society of Alternative Dimwits. Until next time, then. Peace.
Oh.
Rock on. Oh, go ahead.
Lupita, by the way, I'm sorry. If you ask me on Facebook and stuff when Creatures is happening, that's my sleeping time. So I just now saw your comment. So I apologize. She reached out to me to ask me when Creatures was, but
Oh, yeah. Sasha's not a reliable person for that. That's why.
no.
It's kind of
one, because you never know, and two, because as soon as I get home from work, I try and sleep. It took me a couple hours to actually fall asleep, even though I was exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
But like I was dead to the world for several hours.
Yeah. So as you know, we're kind of closer to that 7 o'clock hour time frame, 7 o'clock Central Time once we do start this thing, in part because we don't have to start as early for the reasons I given before, but then also generally now until she works dayside, she's been doing overnight still, and so that's taken into account also to let her get as much sleep as she can, assuming she can get to bed before 1 in the afternoon. But, yeah. So.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm switching back to days.
I thought you were going to at some point. Yeah. I thought you were pushing it back, I should say, like doing 3 to noon, 3 to 11, something, so you're there during when the people are there. Because you have to be for certain people or something. That's the last I heard.
Yeah, I'm still working on all that.
Okay. So, okay. All right, so now, closing. Anything else?
Nope.
You good? Okay. So, peace. Rock on. See, yes, Black Friday, that's the plan right now. So, see ya. Oh, you didn't say bye.
Bye.